connection. All right. Hey, what's going on, missioners? All right, so we're gonna talk about this. Cause this is something that I'm going through. Being a virgin, I want to enlighten. I want to go deep on this a little bit. This is not a negative thing. Being a Chiron and Virgo in the second house, I am here to learn my self value through the eyes of the Virgo, the Virgin, right? And I was having this conversation with a friend of mine where I was like, you don't pose enough value. You dump your problems on me, and I don't get to dump my problems on you. You give me your issues, your traumas, your pains, and you don't do the slightest bit for me. And here's what I mean by that. Meaning you don't solve any of my problems. And I was thinking to myself, like, you don't make my life easier. And when I was telling her about a woman who makes my life easier, I said, she was like, oh, you mean I didn't do nothing for you and nothing I did was good enough for you? I said, no. You did some good stuff and I applaud your help, but you were doing what friends are for. And I was asking her to reciprocate what I did for her for me. And she still is in no position to do that. Right? And I'm like, if you want my energy, you got to pay for that. Because I'm not going to continuously pour into you and you give me nothing in return. No money, no food, no bill paid, no nothing. But I'm supposed to continue. It's like you want me to continuously pour into you in ways that change your life, but you don't give me nothing that helped me change mine. And she wanting to come down here, I'm like, you trying to help. You want my support, not the opposite way around. And one day we're gonna talk about that. I'm like, you're coming down to get my support. I'm not coming up to get your support. And I think that's why I said you need more humility. Because again, every aspect, everywhere I go, you're still asking for my help, not the opposite way around. There were times where I was down, like when I was homeless, but bro, how many times have you been down and out and I still help you? So in my walk in my virginity, I've learned to put myself first. And I see the benefit of it. Because when I see people who don't put themselves first, it puts them in this dangerous position of being at the mercy to other people. When I see people who don't want to bet on themselves and they make all these excuses to not bet on themselves, it's a scary thing. And I said, you're teaching the people again. Like every person in her life, she's teaching them what I taught her, which is to go within herself. I said, everybody outside of you, everybody around you is going outside of you to evolve. And I said, what you learn from me is evolving is not an outside in process. It's an inside out process. So these men keep you around much. You know what's crazy? These men keep her around for the same reason why she keeps me around. She wants to outwardly evolve. She's looking for somebody outside of her to trigger the inward world. So, being a virgin is not a bad thing, because if you keep it long enough, it will teach you the number one lesson: the world is inside out, not outside in. Especially if your virginity leads you to entrepreneurship. Your Chiron in Virgo, if it leads you to entrepreneurship, it will teach you the world is inside out, not outside in. And I saw Michael Beckwith say that the outside people think that the outside world controls the laws for their world. And he said, if on the contrary, your inward convictions create the laws for your outside world. And that's facts. So I want to remind anybody who has a Chiron in Virgo, if you're a virgin, there's no problem with that. But what I would tell you is, don't waste your virginity tricking off your time and not developing yourself and not growing. I actually got to set strong boundaries with this person, because I said she is not coming from an inside out world. She's coming from an outside in. And I enable her going outside of herself. And I said, the answers don't lie with me, the answers lie with you. So the number one thing, like again, I'm going to end this live and go to bed, of Chiron and Virgo is your world is inside out. Don't be ashamed. And also, this is what I'm learning in this process. It is nothing to go announce to nobody you ain't having sex with. What my problem is with my Chiron and Virgo, with my virginity, is I would announce it to everybody. And I realized it made no difference. It made somewhat of a respected saying, telling women, I mean you no harm. So really everything that I'm saying is from the virgin perspective of it comes from a pure place. And they realize that really, really quickly. You come from a pure place. Maybe not the most well articulated from a place of non-directness or whatever, but you come from a pure place. And I've had multiple women, especially this Capricorn, that once told me after she tried to do some weird shit, she said, we may disagree, but you come from a pure place. And that's something that always stuck with me. You come from a pure place. You don't come from a place of malice intent. You don't come from a sexual place. You're not trying to manipulate me, lie to me. So no, you come with honesty. And when I'm out of line, you check it. So